is beautiful. Really it is. Full of beauty and illusions. Life is great. Without it, you'd be dead.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
Your final bros are here. It's Brian Hotboy LaCrosta and Shane. Some say he's downright evil. He's got what it takes to be a legend smith. Oh yeah, it is fucked up February, and if you haven't been able to tell already, we're reviewing Gummo,
The Harmony Korine classic, the legend himself, opening up fucked up February. What better way to open up fucked up February than with the best director of our generation?
Yeah, he's something, all right. That's a stretch, I think, personally.
Okay.
He's either a madman or a legend. I don't think there's an in-between. You either think he's actual dog shit and his artistic integrity is dumpster fire worthy, and then you think that his vision is unparalleled, and he's capturing something of a generation that just has not been captured previously.
He has what it takes to be a legend.
Does he?
He does. He does.
He does.
Gummo.
But does he execute?
He executes something. He executes my brain cells in this movie from time to time.
You don't know what Gummo is? Gummo came out in 97. Let me tell you a little something about Gummo. I can sum it up with you in a couple quick lines.
Let me
here.
hear it. Okay.
Yeah, so Gummo is a story of these two kids that just go around a podunk-stricken town of Ohio killing cats. They're cat killers.
Bunch of cat killers.
Killing cats. They sell them to the local Chinese restaurant. Okay? You have Chloe Sevigny's character who loses her cat. So she's looking for her cat. And then you have this guy, Bunny Boy, who's on a skateboard just drifting around town, finds the dead cat of Chloe Sevigny's character, killed by the cat killers, shows it to the camera, film ends.
But it's so much deeper than that.
Is it?
Because there's just so much other stuff going on. Like, you have mentally challenged prostitutes. You have arm wrestling. You have skinhead twins. Like, you have blatant racism. There's a pedophile. Like, it's much deeper than you're giving it credit.
So I understand what Harmony Korine is trying to go for with this one, right? He's trying to go for like, oh, let me kind of show everybody this crevice of Americana that is skipped over, that nobody notices in middle America. And I'm going to tell this story of how these people's just pastime. It's a movie of legitimately people just doing one thing, then something happens, and then they do the next thing, all until they ultimately die. No personal growth whatsoever. No, like, oh my God, maybe I can make my life better. It's just literally, let me just do the very next thing that pops into my head just to pass the time.
So that's what it is. It's like, so most people, they live, they have a purpose, they have a goal they want to accomplish. These people live just for the sake of being alive.
Yeah.
There's no end goal. They're just literally living to just, there's no point. Their life is, it's mean to say, but their life is literally meaningless. There's just nothing to it.
It's Nihilism, the movie.
Yeah. Like, what's the purpose of being alive if not to huff glue and
Kill cats.
Yeah, apparently. That is what these, it's depressing. It's
for
dark.
sure.
It's spaghetti. It's everything. Like, it's kind of ingenious, this movie, when you really think about it.
Well,
or it's mad.
Tell you what, people are gonna love this movie, and they're gonna fucking hate it. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah, no, you're
That's
right. Yeah, there's no other option.
There's no other way. It's just
so. The acting in this movie, I think, we had talked about this off air, is like there is no actors in this movie really other than Chloe Sevigny. Like,
the actors in this movie, which I will name when we get to the spooky bit,
yes,
there's like maybe a handful, and they have 40 speaking lines in total because the movie is cut up between those three storylines. It is the cat killers, it is the missing cat ladies, and it is Bunny Boy wandering the landscape.
Yes.
Those are the actors, 40 speaking lines between them. The rest is this weird, grainy, homemade footage of the residents of this town that has been stricken by
a tornado. All right, so I guess Brian explained to me who the actors are by jumping into the first Fucked Up Friday Spooky Pit.
Gummo, 1997, it was released. Passing time in a post-tornado struck podunk town in Ohio. Directed by your favorite Harmony Korine. Stars Jacob Reynolds as Solomon, Nick Sutton as Tumblr, Jacob Sewell as Bunny Boy, and Chloe Sevigny as Dot. Yeah, so those are some of the actors in here. You got some others too, like the sister of Chloe Sevigny and the kid's mom.
Yeah.
Let's start by the narration.
Okay, so it's narrated by either Solomon or Tumblr from time to time, right?
Yeah, and just to get everybody some perspective, Gummo is not a horror movie. It is a fucked up movie. Why is it a fucked up movie? Is it just because we're talking about a bunch of so-called white trash folks and like how they can do some crazy shit?
But they're not white trash. They're below white
They're
trash.
below white. Yeah, white trash is elevated.
Yes.
Like white trash is nothing like this. This is dirt. This is absolute dirt.
Yes.
This is literally the
Bottom tier
of the barrel of what you can expect from society. I still think this is a satire. I don't think he's capturing anything, frankly. I think this is an over-exaggeration of what he should be capturing, if that's what people are saying, that this is artistic.
It's very artistic.
Okay.
Yeah. Like.
Okay. In any case, it's being narrated by these two boys. First thing, so they explain that a tornado has destroyed their town of Xenia, Ohio. So much so that the one character, Solomon, mentions that he's seen his father get carried away and died by the tornado. It doesn't sound like he cares at all.
No one cares about anything.
He's just mentioning it like, the town of Xenia, it was destroyed in the great tornado.
Having Solomon whisper those lines, it comes off pretty pretentious, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. Like, thank you for mentioning that, because I didn't think you had it in you to do so.
It does come off as pretty pretentious.
Yeah, I mean, no, we did just have a full course meal. Me and Shane did take a bath together.
Yes.
We don't normally do this, but we did have trays in the bath, and we had some spaghetti, and we had to wash it down with milk, spaghetti milk, and also two guys gave us a crunch bar. So
it was
nice.
good. It was a good crunch
So we're
bar.
a little
Still
stuffed up, but
snacking on it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna get my crunch bar too.
Yeah, it was kind of pretentious, I'll be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they went. And so essentially, you're going to find out that these two boys, you have Solomon and his friend Tumblr, who's got what it takes to be a legend, apparently. Why? Because he goes around killing cats, apparently. That's his legendary status. And they're going to go to the local Chinese restaurant, and they're just going to sell them cats.
I think they have a different definition of what a legend is. Like, when I think of legends, I think of Babe Ruth, Andre the Giant, Harmony Korine. Like, I don't think the man who kills cats behind the post office. Like,
I love the storyline too of like eventually there's another cat killer that's encroaching on their territory.
Yeah, I even forgot about
that. Go into that guy's storyline. And where does that go? You just find out that guy cross dresses. And that is it.
I actually forgot about that.
Wacky movie.
What is this absurd movie?
We are not going to linearly talk about this movie.
It's impossible.
Linearly is not a word, but neither is this. This movie's not a word. Harmony Korine hates plots. So he's like, how can I do this and be a legend myself? Take these weird storylines and just mesh them all together with home grainy footage.
You know why? Because his movies are like Skittles, right? You never know which one you're going to get.
God, you love that line.
It's a great line.
I absolutely love that line.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Gummo. What's it mean?
What is a Gummo?
Explain. All right. So
we know it's the 6ix9ine song. Is that the rapper? 6ix9ine? Whatever.
Wait, he has a song called Gummo?
Never
knew that.
Based off this movie.
Wow. Okay. I know from IMDb trivia, if this is correct, because you never know with IMDb trivia, that Gummo was the 5th Marx brother who quit before they got famous. So he's kind of like the outsider, Marx brother. So Gummo is the story of like the outsiders. Yeah. Like they don't fit in. They're not part of the...
And they quit. They're quitting on life.
Yeah.
There is no life.
Exactly. See, it's so deep, Brian. You get it.
I get it. I do get it, to be fair. The Marx Brothers are vaudeville, like they're vaudeville people.
Yeah.
It could be anything else. It could literally be anything else.
But it's about the quit. Gummo quit.
About the quit.
Gummo quit, just like all these people quit on actually having a successful life or not having bugs in their home.
I don't even know. It's like this part of the country quit.
Yeah.
Because like these people, I don't even know if they know what it takes to quit. They're just living to fulfill the next moment.
Maybe the U.S. as a whole gummoed Xenia, Ohio.
I think that's what...
We are the Gummos.
Harmony Korine filmed this with a $1.3 million budget. It is as low grade and underground as possible. He's like 24 when he did this. How did he get the $1.3 million to put this together?
Well, you see, you go to a motion picture studio, right? And you're like, I got an idea. Gummo. They're like, sold. They're like, we literally just need to hear the word Gummo.
We haven't heard it in years. Since when was that guy quitting vaudeville?
I was going to say he fucking GoFunded me, but that wasn't a thing in
Who
1997.
names their son Gummo? Gummo Marks. Who the fuck does that? I'm going to name it Richard John Gummo.
Well, even the Marx Brothers, weren't their names kind of normal? Wasn't there like...
I honestly don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Sure. Did we mention that Xenia was a real town?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, it's a real town. There was a tornado there in the 70s. I don't even know when the time period of this movie is supposed to be.
It's like maybe the 80s. I think it's supposed to be like a couple years after the tornado. I don't even know. Actually.
I don't know. It doesn't matter anyway. It's not like they're going to have phones. They can barely afford arms.
They can barely afford anything. Let's talk. All right, let's dive into the gist of Gummo. We got past the tornadoes. We got past the kids murdering cats. Let's talk.
There's one thing I want to mention.
Oh, yeah.
But the murdering cats. When we say murdering cats, yeah, it's like simulating shooting. I think there's a scene where one does put a cat in a bucket.
Yeah, none of the cats were harmed, though. I did read that.
So they just like dropped a cat in a bucket.
And then that was, yeah.
Okay.
Like, there's one thing I did read on the IMDb trivia is that no animals were actually harmed in the making of this movie.
Okay, well, that's a good thing at least.
Yeah. But yeah, a cat is dropped in a bucket of water.
I mean, like, trust me, we've heard of plenty of drowning cat stories in our lifetimes, especially in Albania.
Yeah, those Albanians, they love drowning cats.
That's a fact.
Yeah, no, I wanted to move away from cat murder to talk about how, bro, you ever just put electric tape on your tits to puff them up?
Literally all the time. So, Chloe Sevigny's character, and I think it's her sister, they decide to put tape on their breasts.
Yeah.
And it's like black electric tape, like you said.
Yep.
And they take it off, and it could be used for waxing, I'm guessing, and or the puffing up of their nipples. Because they do have magazines in this movie. I don't know how they get them, but they get them.
Well, I was always thinking, because I know chicks better than anyone.
That's actually a fact. Shane slays puss.
Like, I know girls love to read Cosmopolitan, best 10 ways to puff up your tits. Like, and electrical tape came in the top 3.
I would say also your mouth. When you suck on tits, those things
You get real puffed, yeah. No, you're not wrong.
And you have great mouth.
My mouth is great. It's fantastic mouth.
It really is great for tit sucking, though.
I've been told.
One of the trivia things is that he has his set actor, like Chloe Sevigny. I think he might have been dating on and off the time, whatever. In any case, she helps with the costume design of this movie, but in terms of like these other characters that he gets home footage from, they literally would go up to people. He'd ask them to be in the movie. Most of them were, I think a lot of them were like, yeah, I'll do it. But he would have to go to a lot of people's houses that were not his. And apparently he'd get chased out by fathers with shotguns because he thought they were filming child porn, which maybe not child porn, but this movie got some risque content.
It definitely does.
Which is why it's fucked up.
We'll get to some of them.
It belongs in fucked up February.
It does, because there's certain scenes we're going to talk about which are like, a
cool thing this movie does is, like, if you didn't know bird sounds, if you were not into that, if you're not consider yourself like an ornithologist and you just want to know bird sounds, I could tell you for a fact that the rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
A duck, maybe?
Yeah, a duck.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
So do all birds make that noise? Give me a third one. What's a third bird? What does a chicken say?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Okay. So they all make the same noise. You ever just pee on an overpass?
Bunny Boys would do that. This drifter. What's the point of Bunny Boy? Who knows? It's this mute kid wearing fake bunny ears on a skateboard without a shirt on, navigating through Xenia, Ohio, and just somehow trying to bridge the movie. He does bridge the ending of the movie. He's a loner by himself.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be just like maybe like a rabbit? Like, you know how a rabbit just like in the wild
and just does that thing with its nose?
Yeah. And this guy's just doing that thing with his nose, but like with life also.
Yes, I think that's the
just
purpose.
wandering from place to place.
He's a wanderer. Yeah, like I'm just trying to like.
It's the stories, man. It's after like those two main storylines of like the girls and the cat killers. There's also they start going into the townsfolk. You have the two kids, the bald kids,
the skinheads,
who
they used to be the super nice kids, wore New Balance, slicked their hair back, and then they murdered their parents and shaved their heads.
Yeah, like they mentioned that even like they were Solomon or whoever's talking was envious of them because of how much money they had because they were so rich because they probably had $4 in their bank account.
Yeah. And they just start punching each other in the face really hard.
Yeah. These kids just literally fist fight. And it's real. They're hitting each other.
And they just laugh about it. It's kind of sick. Bunny Boy's going to get gunned down by some friends who I thought were his friends. And
you might have thought like, they're little kids and they're playing like cops and robbers or whatever. And they're shooting Bunny Boy randomly, calling him a bunch of
homophobic slurs. A lot of hard Fs are dropped here.
Definitely hard FGs.
Yeah, and they're just going in on Bunny Boy, and they're like, "You should be dead. I hope you die." And
these kids are like 9.
Yeah, it's really dark, and they're just covered in grime. Not the singer that was married to Elon Musk, like actual grime. Like it's gross.
This is Grime, the film.
Yeah, it's actually Gummo. Great name, right? But they also another thing we learned is the kids like to huff glue, and they get the glue through the cat trade business. So not only do they get a monetary value, they get a gluetary value as well.
They're just huffing that glue.
They're just huffing glue.
At the ages of like 13 and like whatever Tumblr is.
Tumblr's like pushing 85.
You think he's older?
Tumblr's gotta be older than Solomon. He looks older than Solomon.
He does have what it takes to be a legend.
Yeah, like
he's got a marvelous persona.
God, Tumblr is like if I met Tumblr in real life, I would cross the street. Like he's that kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know who's not scary though? Eddie, the tennis player.
I was about to say Eddie. So Dot and sister are gonna go up, and the other friend that does shave her eyebrows later for no reason.
Yeah, that was super weird.
Annie, I think her name is.
Maybe
it doesn't matter. Any case, they're gonna see him, and Chloe Sevigny's character likes Eddie.
Yeah.
But Eddie's like this super good tennis player.
Yeah.
Hitting the ball against the wall.
Like he struggled, but then he got his ADHD medication, and now his serve is electric. He's a modern day. I actually think this is the origin story of Andy Roddick.
Probably with that like 127 mile an hour
serve. There you go.
And then you just see him in this weird shot where he's just like swinging the racket.
When he jumps over the net, I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah. But Dot has the hots for him.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's that. You never see this guy again.
No, but we do see Harmony Korine talking to his midget friend who he met in high school, real life.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird scene where Harmony Korine, he's drunk in the scene and in real life for the scene. He's a method actor. I respect that. And he's like, I don't know, he's like trying to hit on the guy. And he's like, yo, we should fucking like kiss.
He's like, hook up. And the guy's like, no.
The guy's like, no, dude, I'm not.
I could give you a hug at best.
Yeah. And Harmony Korine's like, yo, what if I just stuck my tongue in your mouth? La, la. Right? Like,
pretty much.
That's how that scene goes. It's very unsettling. I hate it here. But it's kind of artistic. So I kind of respect it the same. That's what's so good about this movie, though. It's horrifying, but it's artistic.
Oh, it's definitely artistic, for sure. I question the artistic quality and integrity. Like, am I getting substance from this?
This is the red Skittle.
Yeah.
Wait until you get to the orange Skittle.
Okay.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
You see, you get it. You get the references. All right, let's talk about the most uncomfortable scene in the movie. Solomon and his friend Dumbler are going to go to this guy's house. And this guy is shirtless, in his underwear pretty much. And he's like, okay, this is how much it's going to be. You get, a couple time with her. You just go line up. And I'm like, okay.
He's pimping out his wife.
Exactly. I'm like, this is normal. Not normal.
Oh, no.
No, but I mean, like, some people pimp out their wives.
And what's about to happen is normal in Xenia, Ohio.
Yeah, so Tumblr goes in, has a great time, comes out shirtless, smoking a cig. He's just ripping cigs. He's just a dude moment. And then Gummo has to go with Solomon. I actually sometimes call the kids Gummo.
Well, they're Gummo kids.
Yeah, but his name is Solomon. So Solomon goes in. It's not a wife. It's his mentally disabled sister.
Yeah, and she's dressed up to look like a doll.
It's so... The idea of everything that is happening and her dressed as a doll is horrifying.
Yeah, I forgot what I watched, and it's past me. But there was a where like prostitutes are often called something, whether it's they're escorts or
streetwalkers,
whatever. Yeah, there was something where they were called dolls, and I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter, but that's what it reminded me of because she's just as a doll.
It's so unsettling. It's one of the most unsettling scenes in the movie. It's just the implication of everything that is happening right now.
And yeah, so he tells her that she's pretty. He's like, "You're nice." They talk,
and it doesn't show anything. Thank God.
Thank God. The only thing
they don't even it doesn't even show them embrace. It's just them sitting and talking. But even that is.
I mean, the implication. Of
the implication sometimes is even worse. But it's so it happens. It's creepy. I hate it here, as I keep saying. It's unsettling, but I think that's the purpose of it. So he's doing a great job, wouldn't you say?
Nope. It's literally excrement for an hour and a half. Especially this home footage tapes are just absolutely excrement. Bunny Boy, like you said, getting shot by these random racist kids while he's for some reason faking it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't know.
There's more,
but no. The next scene's a fun scene.
Okay.
The next scene, actually, we're not going in exact order. I definitely skip scenes. But the next main scene, I want to hit on. I guess.
Are you in the mood to get physical?
Yes.
Olivia Newton-John style.
Hell yeah. So, I, like most normal people, would just maybe pick up some 20-pound weights,
some free weights,
do some curls for the girls.
Ooh.
Get swole.
God, you fuck so hard, Shane.
And then just do that kind of thing. But Gummo has a different. Solomon has a different approach to it. He takes some tape. He tapes silverware into his hands, and he just starts doing some curls with the silverware.
Goes to the garage, looks in front of the mirror, and starts doing some curls with the silverware. He has his shirt off, which his mother comes down and points out he's going to hurt himself. He's so thin. He keeps curling these heavy pairs of silverware. He's going to... bones are going to pop out of his skin.
Yeah, she's like touching his shoulder blade. She's like, this bone here that I'm holding is going to pop out.
Yeah, and then... like a good mother would.
Oh, mother of the year.
Takes out a gun and puts it to the back of his head, her son.
Yeah.
And tells him, you're going to stop or I'm going to shoot you.
Lovingly, though. She says it lovingly. Right. She says it because she's like, if you don't smile, I'm going to pull the trigger.
She wants him to smile, but he's so engaged with the exercising that through this whole thing, to the beat of the music, he's continuously getting his lift. He's getting his pump in.
I'm gonna take you there.
With a pre-workout of glue, he's gonna get take there with this workout.
Yeah, that is his pre-workout. The mom, though, after taking the gun to his head and stuff, she does the most logical thing next and starts tap dancing.
Yeah, starts tap dancing because their father was a great tap dancer. Now he's tap dancing in heaven when he got carried up by that tornado.
And all that fell down was the shoes. That's all that was left. Breathe. It's a lot.
It's just such a weird tone shift because she's has the gun to his head, puts it away immediately, and then goes to tap dancing in a jolly fashion while the kid continuously lifts weights as if this is the everyday occurrence.
Yeah, no, it's completely normal. This happens all the time. It's absurd. You know what else is absurd? The next two, they're not even storyline scenes. They're just those random throwaway scenes. We learned one that the twins bathe together.
Yes.
In a tub together. Super weird. But like I said, it's why me and Brian did it before we recorded, just to get the full. We wanted to, me and Brian, we're starting to immerse ourselves more into the movies we review. Just wait until we actually form a human centipede.
We're method podcasters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we bathe together, and I don't get it. There's not enough room. I like a tub to myself if I'm going to take a bath.
Correct.
Like, it's not like you're in a shower with someone, you both can stand, there's plenty of room. When you're in a bathtub, I kind of want to just like, you just want to lounge out by yourself.
You want to be comfortable.
Exactly. Unless you have a huge ass tub. But we're living in Gummo and they don't have huge ass tubs.
Here's the thing, and this is why I think they're doing it. It costs money to run water.
Yes. I actually don't think anyone pays bills though here.
Well, I could tell you what, people get like. I do not think any crime is enforced in this area.
No.
Absolutely not. I do not. You're right. This is literally a forgotten.
People. I don't think people know people live here anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's like the point of it. Okay, and then another scene. We learn about this cocaine-fueled menace who just goes around raping.
Yeah, this is. Let's call him Gary.
Yes.
Okay, I have no idea what his name is.
Gary, Indiana.
He picks up Dot and her sister, which is Chloe Sevigny's character, and her sister. They're trying to find their cat. He's like, I'll take you to find the cat. So they just drive around. I'm not sure if they're going to a specific destination or not, but... And he starts
he's telling them he's bringing them to the cat.
To the cat. He knows where it is.
He doesn't say where, but I guess it's... Yeah.
The thing is, he knows where exactly he can find this pussy.
He fucking just stops the car in a parking lot and just starts reaching into the young girl's underwear.
It's the worst.
And they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, just like this is like, oh man, well, today we got into the wrong car, but tomorrow we'll probably find a better car. My
favorite part of the scene, in a scene of fucking pedophilia, is when the guy's just like, yeah, I write tabloids for the Washington Post. Yeah. And he's like, you hear the story about Kim Kardashian getting pulled up by the UFO? That was this guy.
Like, come on, we're just having a little bit of fun. No, you stay in the car. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, and it's like wild.
You pervert.
Yeah, but he's like, you sluts want it. I'm like, yo, man, sick. The scene is sick. The movie is sick. Let's talk about arm wrestling.
Yeah, it's another scene where it seems like a group of them have collected into a house, into a kitchen area, where the dudes are just arm wrestling, the chicks are just arm wrestling. It's good fun until one guy loses, starts upturning the table, starts flipping shit off.
He actually pulls off all the legs.
Yeah, just destroys it. I love how this is like they're having a shirtless chill. The dudes have no shirts on.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
but we had shirtless chills differently. We just played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Without our shirts on.
They're just breaking tables. And the stove in the background was the grossest fucking thing I've ever seen. There's like hardened spaghetti on it. There's just trash. There's trash everywhere.
Gosh. It almost reminds me of a certain place in Rowan.
Okay.
Where we used to stay with our frat friends.
Yeah.
It reminded me of their house.
Honestly, the house in Gummo might have been cleaner.
That was pretty bad.
I didn't see anyone in Gummo sticking to the floors and losing shoes.
That's true.
Because they didn't own shoes, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all fucking sick.
Is it about to get sicker?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about...
Is it time?
It's time for the main event. The main event.
Well, sometimes in life, you need to take a shower or a bath.
I also just not to cut you off, but I just need to point out to the listener. It may sound like me and Brian are like just going from like we're just skipping over like a linear story or like no, this movie literally is just scene to scene transitions.
Yeah,
like there is no. There's no linear, the
cohesion has been thrown way out of the window.
Yeah, because as we were talking, I'm like, man, it sounds pretty chaotic how we're talking about this movie. This is actually how the movie goes.
Solomon and Tumblr do not kill the cat. Cohesion does.
No. Oh, my God. Bunny Boy holds up the dead cat, too, to a camera that, is so confusing because there's no... It's not like a documentary or, none of the characters are ever filming anything. So literally Bunny Boy's just holding a cat up to
he found the cat and it's the dead cat of
Chloe Sevigny's
character. And that's not even the last scene of the movie either. No. There's that girl with the shaved eyebrows talking about Jesus in bed, and that's literally the end of the movie.
That is the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's the last shot.
There's also like what the kid who's like cross-dressing, like he's another cat killer. How do they find out? Because they like sneak into his house, right? And they find like a gay magazine.
Yeah. And then you also see this of how he does it behind the store where he puts down the poison. He poisons the cats.
Yes, that's
Remember
right.
they asked him, like, you killing cats? He's like, yeah. Like, how you do it? Poison.
Yeah. Such
a weird exchange.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about something more comfortable, like bathtubs.
Yeah. Solomon's got to take a bathtub.
Yeah.
He's got to take a bath, I mean.
Yeah. Well, he's got to take the bathtub, too. One thing I also want to point out, before he gets up into the bathtub, because we didn't mention this, the brother or sister, whatever, pulls a painting off the wall, and bugs just roll out of the painting.
Out of the, behind the
and
hole.
It just burn it. Just burn it all down.
Burn it all down.
Like, literally, invite Seth Rollins, burn it down.
It was better off the tornado just swept everybody.
Sometimes tornadoes should win.
Yeah. Yeah. Moral of the story.
This is one of those times. But yeah, so we're in the bathtub. Normal bath, you're in your black water.
Yeah, this water is a murky brown. And when I say murky, it is about the darkest shade of brown there is before you hit black.
Yeah. And he's just like drinking it, spitting it through his fingers.
Through the finger hole, just spitting the water out.
You see how like crinkly his fingers are getting from the water.
Backdrop. You got your action figures with like their girls or guys are cut off parts of the action figures. There's a piece of bacon that's been taped to the wall.
That's for later
later duels.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing about this movie. Like that could have been there days ago.
Yeah, you don't know.
But that's
that would probably make you sick when you actually think about it.
But the thing is, like he eats in the bathtub.
Well, yeah, because his mom's going to come in. She's going to put a tray over the tub. And what do you put on the tray? You put a little spaghetti. You put a little milk.
Spaghetti and milk. That's for dinner, and he's going to eat it. He's going to eat the spaghetti.
His mom's going to wash his hair.
Going to wash his hair while he's eating. He's going to drink the milk, spaghetti, milk. And then she's shampooing his hair into like this little alfalfa.
And the shampoo falls into the spaghetti and he eats it.
Yeah, it just drips down into the spaghetti. He's going to chum that up real quick.
It's kind of wild. Like we watch so much gross shit with like blood or body parts falling off. And nothing has grossed me out more than a child eating shampooed spaghetti.
I mean, he eats it. You watch him eat it.
And I think that's what's so disturbing. It's so real and gross.
Yeah. Doorbell rings. Ding, ding.
Ring, rung.
And it's these two little kids in suits.
Yes.
And they're settling. They're peddling Crunch bars for $1.
Yes, they're selling it for leukemia and cancer and AIDS or something. They actually say like two different things.
Yeah. And she's gonna buy $1 Crunch bar, and then she's gonna go up to Solomon in the bathtub and be like, "Hey, here's some dessert." And he's gonna take the Crunch bar, and he's gonna take off the Crunch bar because he wants some dessert. But he's got his fingers away. He's got Butterfinger.
Dropped it.
Dropped it. Ooh, it fell in the murky brown water. What am I going to do?
He picks it up instantly and eats it.
Yep.
And you see how moist it is.
It's so fucking wet. Oh, it's so fucking wet.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
And then like it cuts to him just like submerged in the water, like right up to his nose. He's just like, just swimming in there, knowing this is like every day.
Yep, just vibing in the bathtub.
Little bathtub vibe.
You hate it here. I do. So then we're gonna see the two boys who have. We learn they obviously aren't selling this candy for AIDS. They're just trying to make some money and get some puss.
Yeah. They're just making a lot of cash.
Why
go down this street?
Yeah.
Why go down the street?
I don't know. Why not just go somewhere fancier where you'll make more money?
For somehow they made a lot of money.
Okay, he's holding a lot of cash.
Yeah, if they went to the city, they'd make 3 times the amount.
I know. It's a real shame. They'll learn, though. They're young. They don't know the swindle business yet.
Yep.
And that's pretty much how the movie ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's like the scenes that we mentioned. You find Bunny Boy finds their cat.
That's right. They make out in the pool. We should mention that.
Holds cat up to the frame. He makes out with both sisters in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the last scene is the girl talking about Jesus in her bed, and that's literally the end of the movie.
Yeah, it just kind of stops. You think Devil Inside just kind of stops? This one really stops.
It's just like, it's a movie with just a collection of scenes and sequences, and you're just like, how does everything tie in? And it just really, really doesn't.
No.
Let's Gummo.
Yeah, that's Gummo. All right, so this movie, right? It's chaos. It's incoherent. It's a mess.
It's an absolute mess.
There's no plot. Characters don't develop. Characters are underdeveloped. Characters barely exist. Nothing makes sense. It is mayhem. It is depravity. It is gross. But most of all, it's genius. It's art. It's beautiful. The way he captures the dregs of society is why I have to give this movie a 10.
A 10.
Yes.
You're a psycho.
Well, hear me out. Harmony Korine, humble beginnings with this movie, right? It's low budget. He got what he had. He found some of these guys at gas stations.
Yep. 10 worthy, right?
It's genius. Is it actually a 10? Realistically, it's a 5.
Even that's kind of generous, some would say.
Some would say. But for the sake of my rating system, I won't give it a 10, despite it deserving it. I will stand by a 5 because, truthfully, this movie makes no sense.
Nope.
And it's not supposed to, which is why I kind of wanted to give it a 10, but we'll go 5. We'll go 5. We'll call it a 5. What are you going to give it, Bri?
I'm also going to give it a 10.
That's what I thought.
Divided by 2.
Okay.
5, yeah.
Okay.
It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's definitely not the best movie I've ever seen. I don't see the value in this movie whatsoever. Like, I don't understand the artistic genius that some people declare it to be. I think it's an exaggeration when people think he's capturing people. I don't. I think it's a total exaggeration. It's laughably an exaggeration. But, I mean, I didn't, like, hate it. It just didn't have, there's no cohesion. And the movie didn't move me.
Yeah.
I know Harmony Korine says, like, oh, movies, I can't stand them. They all have plots, and I hate plots. I want to make a movie that doesn't have a plot. All right, then it's not a movie. It's literally just a collection. It's a collection of videos.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's not a movie.
It's like What You Boosh Kadoosh 2. What You Boosh Kadoosh 1.
Our movie days.
Yeah,
this is like, it's a collection of scenes that have not moved me. I've not moved.
You know, now I'm thinking, because we always mention we made movies back when we were kids. You kind of were like Harmony Korine back in the day.
Don't do this.
Because, like, What You Boosh Kadoosh 1 is like a collection of scenes. It's kind of madness. It's chaos. You were a young Harmony Korine.
Don't do this.
I'm looking at...
I'm
looking at Harmony.
Don't do this. I'm more of an Eminem guy.
Yeah, but you never know which one you're gonna get.
Fucking asshole. That's Gummo. That's what it is. I mean, I can't even, like, describe it. It's an average movie. I can't see the artistic brilliance some see in it, but I don't think it's, like, the worst.
Yeah.
Good luck finding it, though.
Yeah, that's impossible. So buy it on Amazon. Support my boy Harmony Korine. Our boy Harmony Korine.
Like, I'll never forget, like, when we're, like, looking up disturbing movies to see, and I mentioned it to one of my friends at work, and he goes, Gummo? He's like, oh, I know all about Gummo.
Absurd that anyone knew about that movie.
Like, you're a fucking sick bastard.
Like, this is a movie, like, yeah, it has its cult following, but you don't expect the, like, average person to know what Gummo is.
Sort of like an underground movie, yeah. It definitely has a cult following. If you grew up in the 90s, you probably may know what this is in the mid-90s, but the average, it's not a household movie.
No, it's definitely not. It's Gummo.
And he also knew Kids, too, which he didn't direct.
I feel like that's more common, maybe. There's some bigger actors in it.
Kids is a better movie than this, though.
Oh, it is. It is. Kids is
also sick, though.
It is. Yeah.
That's the first week of Fucked Up February.
It is. We're going to have to postpone Necronomicon talk because no one dies in this movie.
Nobody dies in this movie.
We will give honorable mention to the dad who got sucked up into a tornado. Only honorable mention because it happens before the events of this movie, so it technically isn't a kill in the movie.
Or those two skinheads that kill their parents.
Unless we put cats in the movie, in the book. There's a lot of cat death.
Yeah, you're right. That's it. It's Dot's cat.
It's Dot's cat.
I mean, that's the only like piece that brings all three parties together. The cat killers kill the cat.
Yes.
It's eventually found by Bunny Boy, although the two of them are looking for it throughout the whole movie. The two girls.
That's it. Dot's cat. Dot's cat. Dot's cat. Did the cat even have a name?
Dot's cat?
Dot's cat. You were pregnant. Which is kind of shitty you died. And it's weird that you died because I remember I think Tumblr was going to kill you earlier in the film. And Salman's like, no, that's a house cat. We don't kill house cats around here. But they killed the house cat. Mm-hmm. It's a real shame. But we're just not even that. The fact that you made this movie cohesive is impressive. So that's why we're putting you in the Necronomicon, because you're showing the brilliance of Harmony Korine like no one else could. I can't wait to do more of his movies like Trash Humpers.
You're sick. It's a good thing that's not a horror movie. Neither is this, but it's fucked up, so we snuck it in here.
Nah, I mean, maybe we'll do a final Friday of Trash Humpers. Get Mike G involved in that one.
Okay, you're wonderful.
I am. I'm a ray of sunshine. All right, well, speaking of rays of sunshine, you like raping dead girls? Because that's what we got next week.
In mental institutions, that's right.
Yep, we are reviewing Dead Girl. Now, not Dead Space Girl. This is Dead Girl.
Yep.
Two different movies. So we're doing it's the 2008, I think this one came out. It's got the girl from Vampire Diaries.
That's it.
It's got this guy who was in movies.
Shiloh Fernandez
yes.
and Noah Segan, I think his name is.
Alperin Sanguine, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So we got some bigger actors, actresses in the next one. It's fucked up though. Don't get me wrong.
It's fucked up.
Just because you know some people doesn't mean it's not fucked up. This movie's fucked up.
Raping dead girls is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week in the puss hole.
And the absolute pussiness of this hole. All right, well, you know where to find us. www.thefinalpodcast.com. We're also on YouTube now. New episodes of the show every week. You're definitely going to want to stay tuned for this month, as it's the most fucked up month of the year. Always is. And tune us in on Friday for Final Friday, where we review a whole bunch of horror movies. We'll see you there. Bye. Look at that tornado coming.
Yo, yeah, it seems really dangerous.
Yep.